Have you ever stopped and thought about how what we see might not be everything? Like, what if there's more to reality than meets the eye? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like we're just scratching the surface of what's really out there.
Right. And today, we're going deep on some seriously cool discoveries from this year.
2025 has been a big year for science.
Huge. We've got 5 articles to unpack, and they touch on everything from quantum physics,
Which is always mind-blowing.
to AI.
And even new insights into how our own planet works.
And the best part, we're going to try to connect all these discoveries using this really intriguing framework called motion theory.
Which I think is going to blow some minds.
Definitely. So think of motion theory as like a new lens to view reality through. It suggests that everything,
And I mean everything.
is fundamentally about movement and how these movements are structured and synchronized.
It's like saying that even seemingly solid objects are actually buzzing with activity at their core.
And that includes us.
Exactly. We're all just structured motion in action.
So put on your motion theory glasses and get ready for some serious aha moments.
I'm excited to dive in.
Me too. Okay, let's start with something that really bends our minds. The idea of time reversal, but not in the science fiction way you might think.
Right. We're talking about the quantum level here.
The realm of the super tiny.
So this research comes out of the University of Surrey, and they're finding evidence that at the quantum level,
The world of atoms and particles.
time might not have a clear direction like it does in our everyday experience.
Yeah. It's like in our world, you drop a glass, it shatters into a million pieces.
And you never see those pieces spontaneously jump back together and form a whole glass again.
Right. Time seems to have an arrow pointing forward.
But in the quantum realm, things get a bit fuzzy.
It's almost like those particles don't care which way time flows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The researchers use the analogy of spilling milk.
Which everyone knows is a one-way street.
You can't unspill milk.
Unless you're in the quantum world, apparently.
At the quantum level, it's like the milk could just as easily gather itself back up into the glass.
It's so counterintuitive.
But here's where motion theory comes in and helps us make sense of this weirdness.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Motion theory says there's not this universal arrow of time dictating everything.
Yeah.
Time as we perceive it emerges from the constantly shifting and increasingly complex structured motion of everything in the universe.
So at the quantum scale, where things are less complex and interact less,
That inherent directionality of time that we experience in our macroscopic world
the world we can see and touch.
is not as pronounced. It's like the rules are a bit looser down there.
So when we see what looks like time reversal at the quantum level,
It's not that time is literally running backward,
it's more about how structured motion is shifting its synchronization states.
but we perceive that from our macroscopic viewpoint as time going forward or backward.
Because we're used to that clear arrow of time.
Exactly. The key takeaway here is that time might not be this fundamental building block of reality.
Oh, rather.
It could be an emergent property of how structured motion adapts and synchronizes.
So time is like a side effect of all this motion.
In a way, yes.
Mhm.
It's a pretty mind-blowing concept.
It is. But let's move on to something a bit more tangible. A discovery with the potential to revolutionize how we treat cancer.
This is one I'm really excited about.
Me too. Scientists at DeepMind have used AI to design completely novel proteins
Proteins that don't exist in nature.
that can target and eliminate cancer cells.
And crucially, they leave healthy cells unharmed.
So this is about creating hyper-targeted treatment,
Precisely. We're moving away from the blunt force approach of traditional chemotherapy.
which often comes with a whole host of awful side effects.
Exactly. These AI-designed proteins are like molecular assassins programmed to take out specific targets.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
But it's real, and it has the potential to transform how we fight cancer.
It's incredible. So where does motion theory fit into all of this?
Well, if we look at it through the motion theory lens, these AI-designed proteins are essentially structured motion stabilizers.
Okay, break that down for me.
Imagine cancer cells as systems that have gone haywire.
Their motion is chaotic and out of control.
Exactly. They're replicating uncontrollably, disrupting the normal harmony of the body.
And these AI-designed proteins come in and
They interact with and synchronize with the chaotic motion of the cancer cells, essentially neutralizing them.
it's like introducing a perfectly tuned counter vibration to cancel out a disruptive one.
Exactly. It's structured motion precision engineering at its finest, bringing order back to where there was chaos.
It's amazing how this concept of motion theory can be applied at such different scales.
From the quantum realm to the complex biology of cancer cells.
It's like a universal language for understanding reality.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Okay, ready for another wild one? This time it's about our own planet.
Oh yeah, the discovery about Earth's core.
Researchers at Harvard have found that Earth's inner core isn't this solid, uniformly rotating sphere we once thought it was.
It's actually a lot more dynamic than that.
It's oscillating.
Wobbling, rhythmically speeding up and slowing down in its rotation.
Like a spinning top that starts to wobble as it loses momentum.
A perfect analogy.
And this wobble could have implications for Earth's magnetic field.
Which is vital for protecting us from harmful solar radiation.
And for our climate and even our technology.
Absolutely. So understanding these dynamics is crucial.
So how does motion theory explain this planetary wobble?
From a motion theory perspective, this oscillation is a natural consequence of structured motion-seeking equilibrium.
Remember, motion is never static.
It's constantly adapting and adjusting to internal and external forces.
So the wobble is essentially Earth's internal motion rebalancing itself.
Redistributing energy and momentum to maintain a dynamic equilibrium.
It's like the planet is constantly fine-tuning its motion to stay balanced.
Precisely. It highlights the incredible interconnectedness and dynamism of Earth systems.
It's a reminder that even seemingly solid structures are in constant motion.
Everything is in flux.
Okay, now for a discovery, that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, faster than light communication.
This one really pushes the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Researchers at Caltech have demonstrated a form of quantum communication that appears to transmit information instantaneously.
Seemingly breaking the cosmic speed limit.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Does this mean time travel is now a reality?
Not quite.
Yeah.
The researchers are very clear that this isn't time travel.
Okay, good to know. So how is faster than light communication even possible?
It all comes down to this bizarre quantum phenomenon called entanglement.
Where two particles are linked in a way that defies our classical understanding of physics?
Exactly. They share the same fate no matter how far apart they are.
So measuring one instantly tells you about the other.
It's like they're connected by an invisible thread that transcends space and time.
Spooky action at a distance.
Einstein's famous description of it.
But how does motion theory explain this seemingly impossible feat?
Motion theory suggests that what we perceive as the speed of light might not be an absolute speed limit,
But rather,
a constraint on how quickly structured motion typically rebalances and propagates information.
okay, I'm following so far.
This faster-than-light communication isn't about something physically traveling faster than light.
It's not like a tiny spaceship zipping across the galaxy.
Right. It's more about the instantaneous resynchronization of entangled motion states.
Like two perfectly synchronized pendulums.
Exactly. Even if those pendulums were miles apart, the moment one starts to swing, the other instantly mirrors its movement.
So the information transfer happens through this immediate resynchronization.
Not by something physically traveling between them.
So it's not breaking the cosmic speed limit, but finding a clever way around it.
Through the magic of quantum entanglement.
And the instantaneous synchronization of their fundamental motion.
Precisely. It's like we've discovered a hidden tunnel through the fabric of space-time.
Okay, last but not least, we have a discovery that could revolutionize computing memory storage using light.
This is a game changer.
Instead of storing data as electrical charges on silicon chips.
We're talking about storing information as pulses of light circulating in tiny loops.
Imagine computers that are blazing fast
Extremely energy efficient.
and run incredibly cool.
It's a huge leap forward.
And how does this align with motion theory?
Well, motion theory sees memory as stable patterns of structured motion.
Not as static bits of data.
And light, with its incredible speed and ability to be precisely controlled, is perfect for embodying these structured motion loops.
So we're essentially tapping into the native language of information storage.
Efficient synchronized patterns of motion, in this case photons.
It's like we're upgrading our technology to match the fundamental principles of reality.
I love that analogy.
So there you have it, 5 mind-blowing discoveries that challenge our understanding of time.
Biology, the speed limit of the universe.
And the nature of information itself.
And through it all, motion theory provides this amazing unifying framework.
It's like this new lens that helps us see the connections between seemingly disparate phenomena.
It's a powerful way to make sense of the universe and our place in it.
So as you go about your day, I encourage you to think about this. If reality at its core is this continuous dance of structured motion,
How might that perspective change the way you see the world?
could the principles of harmony, synchronization, and balance in motion offer new insights into your own life?
It's a question worth pondering.
Definitely food for thought.
Absolutely.
And that's our deep dive for today.
Until next time.
Keep those motion theory glasses on.
And keep exploring.